Hey guys, it's Joe Carrell. Welcome to another episode of In the Mix. Today, electric guitars.
The world don't need another love song, and I don't need another lie from you.
Okay, so I have James Dupré's mix pulled up here, and one of the things I've gotten some comments on is the guitar tones, which I can't take a lot of credit for. That's my buddy Jeff King. He's one of the best. That's why he's here in this town doing it all day, every day. All right, so we have 3 guitar passes, that's making their impact on this song. A standard left and right, and then one that's kind of an octave, baritone thing that's just playing the intro, kind of the hook lick. So I'm going to play you the mix with all the treatment and everything on it, so we can just kind of refresh ourselves on what was going on. All right, here we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so what I want to do is let's talk about. I'm going to show you each guitar tone by itself. So let me bypass the plugins and the delays that I have going on here. Okay, so this is the raw guitar part number 1. If you watch some of my other videos, you'll remember that we recorded the guitar with 2 microphones. Pretty standard combo, a 57 and a ribbon mic combo. It's very standard. We went through the WA-412 Warm Audio preamp. The reason is it's a big favorite of mine, but it's a big favorite of session players. It's based on a circuit that is it's very, very quick and very clean. So really, basically, it sounds like their guitar. If you pull up a fader with that, with a preamp, like the 412 or something similar to it, the guitar player knows what they're hearing is the sound of their actual amp. So it allows them to really focus their tone controls and stuff like that in there. So that's a big part of the deal. Okay, so here's electric guitar number 1. All right. Okay, so you can see here that I have both mics bus to one bus, and they're coming up on an aux fader here, and that's where all my treatment is being done. Okay, so great raw tone, but it's a little thick, and I need some low mid, stuff cut away, maybe some high end, a little presence boost. So here's what I'm doing. I'm adding eqp-wa tape machine emulation. Let you look at the settings real quick. This is the C4. And then I am adding the Brainworks Plug-in Alliance SSL 4000E. I love the sound of SSL EQs on electric guitars if they have any aggression to them whatsoever. So that's what I've got going on here. You'll see really standard issue stuff from me. And this is about a 3 to 4 dB of reduction at around 418 cycles. You'll see the Q there probably around 1.7. Our boost is around 4 dB of, it looks like around 4.3K, and then it looks like also about 1.7 on the Q. I do have some high pass filtering going on here. What are we set to? It looks like around 90. And then there's a high pass filter as well, cutting off everything above. Looks like probably around 13K, which there's nothing usable up there on electric guitar anyway for the most part. So I don't want, what artifacts are above 10, 12K or whatever. I don't want them affecting my mix, most of the time. So I'm going to cut those off on electric guitars. So I'm going to play you a little bit of it raw again, and then I'm going to unbypass the plugins so you can hear them. So it's really making the upper mids jump out a little bit, as well as thinning down the tone in the lower mids. Okay, so here's electric guitar number 2, same combo, so through the same WA-412 preamp. I've got the eqp-wa, and it's the same setting. This is the same setting, the C4. On this guitar, I felt like I needed a little high-end control. I don't like to compress an already compressed, distorted electric guitar. I mean, by nature, it's already compressed. So I only do that if I really, really have to. On this, it was just a little bit of attack that I needed to knock down on the high end. So this is one of my favorite tools for electric guitars. It's the MC2000 from DSP, and I'll show you what it's doing here. just a couple dB of high-end control. Look, it's my center point here is 1,000 cycles and above. I've got my attack set to around 9.5 milliseconds and my release set to around 80 milliseconds. Okay, and then I bring up my favorite electric guitar plug-in here, the SSL 4000 from Brainworks, and you'll see a very similar thing, about minus 3 dB at looks like around 366 cycles. Then I'm adding a couple 3 dB or so at around 3.9, and it looks like my Q is the same as it was on the other guitar, around 1.7 rather. And you'll see there is a high pass and a low pass filter, just like I mentioned above. So let me play that guitar, let's see, with the plugins bypassed. So you hear the same kind of thing. The lower mid, got just a little leaner, and there's some bite, around 3.94K, which is a favorite frequency of mine when I want to create aggression. Okay, and then I have a baritone part. This is him raw, and on this guitar I only am using the one mic. You'll see here I'm not bussing the two together. I love that part. So here's Acoustica Taupe, same thing. The C4 is set just like the other ones. The MC2000 from McDSP. I was doing something a little different, and probably because it's more of a baritone register. I don't do this very often, but I was hitting the mid-range with the compressor here. Probably what that means is at the time I was feeling like it got just a little muddy, but not all the time, just here and there. So rather than make an EQ cut that was across the board, I was letting it kind of float and move, by doing it this way with a multi-band compressor. And then the Brainworks 4000, you'll see very similar settings. It looks like I was up closer to around 4.7 on the boost, and I was right around, looks like around 420, 415 on the low cut. And I am using high pass and low pass, and look, you can see the high pass was set a little higher than it has been previously, set up to around 148 cycles. But apparently I felt like it was conflicting with the bass guitar a little bit. So here is before and after with that. There you go. Now let's put the three together, and I'm going to show you that I'm using some no reverb whatsoever, but effects-wise, I've got some delays going on. And I wanted kind of a bright, splashy thing, which I don't do all the time, but on this song I did. So for that, I am using the McDSP EC300. It's a big favorite of mine. You see the patch I've got. First of all, I'm using the tape setting, but the patch I'm using is called Bright and Dirty. You see the high pass is set to around 125 cycles. The low pass is way up around 10K. I'm not, it is a little bit, just a little splashy. So let's give it a listen. And I'm gonna bring up just the one guitar, and I'm gonna use way too much of it just for a second, so you can really get an idea of what this delay sounds like, what I was going for. Okay, so pretty splashy. I really love it. I love that plug-in. And then on the baritone guitar, you'll see that was a 16th note. I've got a second delay going. I've got an 8th note. And look, it's a different setting. It's got warm tape, and I've got a lot of the low end, rolled off to around 480. But it's a different thing. Let me show you what it's doing. A lot more, a lot more mid-range, more honk, and that's the 8th note. Okay, now all those guitar parts, along with the steel guitar, combine onto a bus here called bus guitars, aptly named bus guitars. And I have a real common thing for me, an Acoustica Gold 2, which is a Neve preamp setting. I've got it gained up here, you know, to get the amount of saturation I'm looking for. And then I also have all those, something I like to do is use a compressor with just a couple dB of compression after the fact to glue, you know, certain elements of the mix together. In this case, all the guitars are hitting this El Rey by Acoustica. This is a emulation of an RCA compressor, a vintage RCA compressor that Greg Wells has in his personal collection. It's an amazing plug-in, very analog sounding. You'll see here I have fast attack and then a medium fast release, and I'll let you see what it's doing. There you have it. That's the guitar sound for James Dupré. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you would, remember, follow Warm Audio on all their social media pages, as well as, if you would, follow me at In The Mix with Joe Carrell on my own Instagram and Facebook for extra behind-the-scenes content. Now for James Dupré singing Another Love Song.
Nothing on this highway but signs and lines, and too much time to think of you. I keep changing stations every half a mile, but I still don't hear the truth. From my point of view, the world don't need another love song. Too many love songs don't come true. The world don't need another love song, and I don't need another lie from you. Forever sounds simple when it's wrapped up tight in a pretty rhyme and melody. Even when you said you loved me all your life, it was just another fantasy. 'Cause in reality, the world don't need another love song. Too many love songs don't come true. The world don't need another love song, and I don't need another lie from you. Yeah, yeah. I could play them back to back, but it won't change the fact the world don't need another love song. Too many love